Hallo zusammen, wir haben jetzt ein großes Special bei uns. Mit mir ist jetzt Steve, Producer von Dead Space 2. Wir haben gerade die Demo gesehen, es sieht wirklich abartig geil aus und wir wollen jetzt von ihm wissen, was ist Dead Space 2 speziell toll. Steve, thank you for having us here for a short interview. We have just seen the demo, it looks really awesome. We have loved already Dead Space 1, it was a total surprise to us this last year. And what we wonder is, what have you actually, the expectations are pretty high. How will you actually satisfy these expectations then with Dead Space 2?
Hello. It's my German. Yeah, so you're right. Expectations are extremely high, and the team and I are very well aware of that. So we're working super duper hard to make sure we make a game that's even better than the last Dead Space. And to be honest, without the people that supported, like yourself, that enjoyed the last game and told their friends about it, we wouldn't be making Dead Space 2, so it's really important to us to make sure that we deliver on a game that's better than the last one.
A lot of people have feared previously that Dead Space 2 will be more, the action game and not this creepy horror game that we actually loved, everybody. What have you done actually to ensure that, that this creepy is still there, but you can deliver on more action, because there have been people asking for more action as well. How did you find this balance?
Well, I think it goes back to looking at the original game. Again, without the people that supported that game, we wouldn't be making this one. So we've been talking to the community, listening to people that come in and do focus tests, and finding out what they really liked about the first game. And like you described, people enjoyed that tension. But at the same time, you can't just have a game that's tense the whole time, because what happens is people they get numb to it or desensitized to it. So one of the things that we're trying to do is create more of a different pacing to the game. So if you think about music, for instance, let's say Dead Space 1, everything happened on, the downbeat on the 2 and the 4. With Dead Space 2, we're trying to mix it up. Maybe it happens on the 1 and the 3 this time, different kind of tempos and syncopation throughout the game to create highs and lows that are going to set players up for really intense and scary moments. The other thing that we've heard, some people are fearful that now that Isaac talks, that's going to wreck the horror element, which isn't true, because come on, he's not going to walk down a creepy hallway and talk to himself. That's not the intention with him speaking. He's not going to be popping off corny one-liners, making fun of the necromorphs or anything like that. It's going to be just as tense and scary as the last one, except now Isaac has a voice. And if you think about it, Isaac survived this very horrific experience on the Ishimura. It makes sense that he would want to have something to say and have moments where he actually speaks. And the story itself is very centered around Isaac, so without him being able to talk, couldn't really tell the story we're hoping to tell.
What kind of new features will we see with regards to armory and weapons? What are the highlights there which we can expect?
Well, in terms of new weapons, the one that we've really talked a lot about so far is the javelin gun, which will allow players to impale enemies to surfaces. It fires off a very long, giant bolt that will actually embed itself into enemies, and if that enemy's been damaged enough, fling them backwards and nail them to a surface. The alt fire on that will actually electrocute and cause burn damage, and it also has a small area of effect. So you can shoot that into the ground, for instance, stasis a bunch of enemies around it, and then fire off the alt fire and damage a bunch of necromorphs at once. That's the one that we've really been talking about. We've got a lot of other enhancements to other weapons. We've been listening again to people that played the game, finding out which weapons they really liked and which ones they didn't play around with, and decided to go ahead and upgrade those weapons. So one of the things we're playing around with right now is the pulse rifle. The alt fire in the previous game sent out this 360-degree shower of bullets. Right now we're playing around with a grenade as the alt fire, which is really fun. It allows you to just blast apart necromorphs, and that's an example of one of the things that we're doing. And in terms of the suits, the big enhancement again is just the fact that the suits have retractable helmets that allow you to see Isaac's face from time to time, and also the jet thrusters that are on there for the zero-G moments.
Maybe a word on playtime. What do you think normal average playtime will be in Dead Space 2?
Well, somewhere between 10 and 2 million hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 million. No, I don't know. Honestly, we've got the game right now at the point where we're able to actually play through it, because we're trying to tune it right now, and we've got a lot of different varying data points. Some people take a lot longer than others. I think it's safe to say that the game will be as long, if not longer, than the last one.
Maybe a last question. We have learned from Sony that they force now push move as well as 3D. Is it also a concept with Dead Space 2 that you will implement these features right from the beginning?
Well, right now on Dead Space 2, we're not doing either of those things. With Dead Space Extraction, we're supporting move, but with Dead Space 2, we are not.
Thank you very much for having us, an interview here. Have
Thanks
a
a
good
lot.
time. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.